time for Book of Experts TV.
Topics you love.
Experts you trust.
Friction-free referrals.
Tried,
tested,
Trusted.
This is Book of Experts, brought to you by salesman.me.
Good morning, experts. Happy April Fool's Day. Is that a thing? Do you say happy April Fools, or do you just try to play tricks on people? I actually want to share a story with you. So 40 years ago today on April Fool's, I got up really early in the morning. I wanted to play an April Fool's joke with and on my younger brother. Now, I came from a big family. There were 5 of us, but had a younger brother really close in age, and we were super competitive. We did everything together. We fought a lot together as well. And honestly, I was probably a little bit of a jerk too once in a while. But anyways, I was going to get him on this April Fool's. And so I got up really early. My bedroom was downstairs. Everybody else was upstairs. So kind of snuck into the kitchen. Nobody knew I was there. And I took the sugar bowl, because this was back in the days, if they had sugared cereal, it wasn't coming into our house. So what we would get is the regular, just plain old cereal. And in the morning, we'd take a little spoonful of sugar and sort of sprinkle it across the top of the sugar just to give it that sweetness. So that was a common thing. We all, love to do that, add a little bit of sugar to our cereal. So I took the sugar bowl and I dumped it out into a bigger bowl. And then I went to the salt shaker in probably a bag or a container of salt. I dumped that into the sugar bowl because I knew that every morning, I would get up and have cereal with a little bit of sugar sprinkled on top. And that's what my brother did too. So if I could get there before, I could just watch this, see this reaction of what his face was going to look like when he experienced this salt over the top of his sugar. I thought this was so brilliant, right? For a 10-year-old. So what happened was he came down in the morning, normal, and I was just, vibrating with excitement, and maybe I said I already ate or something. I don't know what happened, but he didn't reach for cereal bowl. Like every day, every morning, he would get up and do cereal first thing, like that was just a habit. But this day, he didn't reach for the cereal bowl. I said, "You're not eating cereal this morning? What's going on?" "Oh, I'm going to have a waffle today." "You're having a waffle? Why are you having a waffle today?" He's like, "I don't know. I just feel like something different." And so he wasn't going to eat the cereal bowl. And then my mother came downstairs. Now, you might be wondering, why am I even telling you this story in the first place? Like, what does this matter? Well, I got thinking about this, one, because it is April Fool's Day, and I think it's kind of a funny story, and I was reminiscing a little bit. But 2, it's also kind of relevant to the work that I do today, and maybe you do as well, and that is people buy when and what they're ready to buy, not what we want to sell, right? And that's the big problem. A lot of people come in and the timelines are off, so that's when you see people get pushy and we call them leg humpers, but people who are just trying to sell their thing, and it doesn't match up. People, they're going to buy when they're ready to buy. That's assuming that you have what they want to buy, but they're going to have their own timeline for that, and you can't just force it through. And if you do, what are you actually doing to that relationship, the trust that you have or have been trying to build in that relationship? The other thing that I do a lot of work around now is a lot of times that thing that you want to sell or I want to sell is not what people want to buy. It's not that the value isn't there. It is, and I know it is, but they don't see it. From the outside looking in, they don't see the same value that we know is in there. What they want to buy is what they want to buy. And so the real trick in this space, the real thing that has made a world of difference for me and for others, is figuring out, how do you give them what they want to buy? And then in the course of giving them what they want, you can integrate the things that are going to be most valuable for them. They call this, give them what they want to buy, and then deliver what they need in with that, right? So you create this bundle and you give them the things that you know are going to make the difference and move the needle, but they're buying what they want to buy. So back to this story. My brother's eating waffles. I'm sitting there with a puzzled look on my face because my April Fool's joke is kind of turned upside down. It's not the end of the world. I can still dump the salt out and put the sugar back in, except my mother came down the stairs. And my mother was not one in the family that ate cereal every morning like we did. But I think you can see where this story is going. That morning, she decided, for some unknown reason, she decided she was going to eat cereal. And I sat there at the table in horror. Really, my eyes just got bigger and bigger because I watched her pour the cereal out into her bowl. And I watched her reach and grab the sugar bowl, knowing that it was full of all the salt that I had put in there. And I couldn't say anything. I was just watching this horror story unfold, but I couldn't say, "No, wait, stop, don't do it." I was just watching, like thinking, maybe she won't want cereal. Maybe she won't do, maybe, I just kept thinking somehow this is not going to be as bad as it was unfolding, until I watched her sprinkle a little bit of the salt over her cereal. Should have been sugar. She thought she was sprinkling sugar, but it was actually salt over the cereal. And I can't remember, honestly, 40 years now, I can't remember if I stopped her just before she put it into her mouth, or like I was saying something as she put it, but I got in trouble. Long story short, I certainly didn't score any points with my brother, although I think he probably enjoyed, and maybe when he hears this, enjoyed the story of my April Fool's joke going bad, maybe enjoyed that as much as I was going to enjoy it if it had gone right. And yeah, I got in a little bit of trouble for wasting bowls, wasting food and trying to ended up my mother being the butt of the joke. People are going to do what they want. That morning, my brother wanted a waffle. My mother wanted cereal. And this is a reminder to myself as well, we have to be prepared to give people what they want in that moment, because anything else is going to knock at you. It's going to give you the sour, salty taste in your mouth that you aren't really looking for. Hope you enjoyed the story. Getting a little bit of fun here on April Fools. I thought you guys might enjoy this one.